ding dong, a lang a lang a lang, boom ba bo, ba 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 ba. Oh, life ain't a ding dong. If I could take you up and boom boom.
What is up, you guys? Gold Pony here today in the 2018 Subaru Forester, courtesy of Faulkner Subaru in Mechanicsburg, PA. And so let me just jump right into it. Starting with pricing, there are several different trim levels available for the 2018 Forester. First one being the 2.5i, that is going to start at $22,795. Then there is the 2.5i Premium, that is the trim level I'm in today. That is going to start at $25,695. Then the Limited for $29,395. The 2.5i Touring for $33,090. And then there are two trim levels available for the 2-liter turbocharged engine, and it's going to be the XT Premium for $29,495 and the XT Touring starting at $36,090. But so since I have the 2.5-liter today, let me start with that engine setup. That is going to be powered by a 2.5-liter horizontally opposed 4-cylinder boxer engine, putting out 170 horsepower at 5,800 RPM and 174 pound-feet of torque, available at 4,100 RPM. Power is going to be sent to all four wheels through Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive system. And I say legendary because whenever you look at a comparison test between the all-wheel drive systems of different manufacturers, Subarus without a doubt always end up on the top of that list. Anyways, power is going to be sent to the wheels through your choice of either a 6-speed manual with incline start assist or an optional Lineartronic CVT. And so, but then when it comes to MPGs on this one, CVT transmission is going to give you 26 city, 32 highway. Manual transmission is going to give you 22 city, 28 highway. And with either transmission setup, the gas it's going to take is regular unleaded, so that's always nice. But then, like I said, there is another engine setup that is going to be the 2-liter turbocharged and intercooled 4-cylinder boxer engine, putting out 250 horsepower at 5,600 RPM and 258 pound-feet of torque, available at 2,000 RPM. Again, power is going to be sent to all four wheels through that symmetrical all-wheel drive system through a Lineartronic CVT. So there is no 6-speed manual option for that engine setup. But MPGs for that one is going to come in at 23 city, 27 highway. That one, however, is going to take premium unleaded fuel. And so, but now, again, let me remind you, I am in the 2.5-liter today, so let's do a quick little acceleration test just to make sure there's no issues with merging onto the highway or anything like that. Alright, not too bad. There isn't going to be any issues merging onto the highway, but I will say it's not as quick as the WRX, and I certainly wouldn't consider it fast. I would say for the size of the vehicle, it is an adequate acceleration, most definitely. And so, but then a nice little addition to the Forester is there is something called X mode. By the way, that is going to be optional on the Premium, and the one I have today does have that X mode, and it will come standard on the Limited trim and up. But basically, what that X mode is going to do is increase the all-wheel drive system engagement, and it's going to use enhanced control of the VDC system to help reduce wheel spin and provide the best possible traction in any given situation. So when it is snowing out, not only do you have the symmetrical all-wheel drive system, which Consumer Reports said is the best in the snow, but you also do have that X mode as well. And so I just hit a couple of bumps in the road back there. We have a lot of them here in Pennsylvania, but I will say the Forester is handling it quite well. It definitely does ride like a comfortable SUV, and I'm definitely happy with the ride quality on the Forester. And although I probably don't have to mention this next part, when it comes to visibility, you guys know there is an absolutely humongous rear window back there, so absolutely no issues with visibility. That's really a safety feature in itself. And one more thing I did want to add, when it comes to the suspension setup, if you do go with the 2-liter turbocharged engine, that one does come with a sport tune suspension as well for a little added handling on those back roads. And so, but now enough with the driving dynamics, let's check out the exterior. And so up front, let me first start with all the off-road features I just went over. As far as ground clearance goes, up front that is going to come in at 8.7 inches. And to the sides there are multi-reflector halogen headlights that come standard, except if you do go with the Touring trim, you are going to get LED steering responsive headlights, meaning when you go around a bend at night, those front headlights are going to turn slightly based on your steering angle, better illuminating what's around the corner so you don't go running into any deer or anything like that. Also, for the Limited Touring trims, you are going to get fog lights up there as well. And if you do go with that 2-liter turbocharged engine, there is a sport design front bumper on that one, so it is going to differ slightly than what you're seeing right now. And then making our way to the side, there are body colored side mirrors for the Premium trim and up. If you go with the Touring trims, you are going to get integrated turn signals in those mirrors as well. Up top, there are raised black roof rails. And when it comes to the wheel setup, depending on the trim level, it is going to be slightly different. For example, if you do go with the base 2.5i, you are going to get 17x7-inch steel wheels. If you go with the Premium or Limited trims, which is again what you're looking at right now, you are going to get 17x7 6-spoke aluminum alloy wheels. Touring trim is going to bump that up to 18x7-inch 5-spoke wheels. And if you go with the turbocharged trim level, you are going to get 18x7-inch split 5-spoke aluminum alloys. And then swinging around back, there is a rear spoiler on the premium trim and up, and just below it all, there is a single chrome exhaust outlet for the 2.5 liter, and the 2 liter turbocharged engine is going to get dual chrome exhaust outlets. So as always, you guys, I do have the 2.5 liter, so here is that exhaust clip. And now, since we are around back, as far as how to open the trunk, there is actually a button on the key fob there, so you can simply press that, and that will unlock it if you go with the base or premium trims. But if you do go with limited trim or up, you do have a power rear hatch back there. But once opened, as far as cargo capacity goes, that is going to come in at 31.5 cubic feet. Except if you go with the base trim, you are going to get 34.4 cubic feet. And another cool little tidbit worth mentioning is if you lift up the base of that cargo area back there, there is some underfloor storage back there as well. That's pretty nice. And so, but if that wasn't quite enough room for you, those back seats do fold down. There's a 60-40 split, bumping that cubic feetness up to 68.5 cubic feet. And then make your way to the back seats. Rear legroom is going to come in at an even 38 inches. So for reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had going on back there. And if you go with the premium trim and up, you do have reclining rear seats as well for a little added comfort. And by the way, when it comes to folding down those rear seats, I do want to add there is one-touch folding rear seat backs on the touring trim, just in case you were looking for that. But back there on the premium trim and up, there is a rear armrest with cup holders. And then make your way to the front seats. The 2.5 and premium trims are going to come with cloth, and the limited and touring trims are going to give you leather. And if you were looking for heated seats for those extra cold winter days here in Pennsylvania, limited and touring trims do come standard with them, and I do happen to have them on the premium trim today as well. And by the way, to adjust those seats, the 2.5i is going to give you manually adjustable seats, but all other trims are going to give you a 10-way power adjustable driver seat, so that's there for you. Looking forward, there is a leather-wrapped steering wheel on the limited and a heated steering wheel on the touring. All trim levels are going to give you a tilt and telescoping steering wheel, so between the seats and the steering wheel, I was definitely able to find my perfect driving position there. And when it comes to the startup, let me show you guys the key here. On one side, you do have your Subaru logo there, if that is showing in this massive glare, and on the other side there is lock, unlock, and that unlock button for the rear hatch as well, unless you go with the limited trim and up, and then you're going to get a power rear hatch like I was previously saying. But anyways, simply put your foot on the brake and put the key in the ignition. And by the way, if you were looking for a push button start, that does come standard on the touring trim. Anyways, as far as the gauge setup goes, there is the tachometer is on the left, speedometer is on the right. There is a small digital display in the center providing you information like your trip, of course, as expected, as well as your fuel gauge and what gear you're in. So it's a pretty standard setup up there. When it comes to overall interior quality, there is an overhead console for your sunglasses, and that does come standard on every trim level. The touring trim is going to give you dual zone climate control, so both driver and passenger can set their own temperatures. But next is one of the best parts. Premium trim and up is going to give you a panoramic power moonroof, providing you an absolute ton of access to the sky. Definitely a nice feature there. And overall, I am always a big fan of the two-tone interiors, which is what this one has today. The lighter color mixed with the darker color leather. Overall, it definitely looks good. But so then front and center, as far as the tech goes, the 2.5i is going to give you a 6.2-inch multimedia display, but every other trim level is going to give you a standard 7-inch multimedia display. Touring trim is going to give you standard navigation. That is going to be optional on the limited, and all trim levels will give you Bluetooth and audio streaming, as well as Pandora, so you can like and dislike your songs up on that screen, and iHeartRadio, and there's a couple other apps as well. And if you hit that info button up there, you actually have access to sports, weather, stocks, and fuel. So one of the ones you may use frequently is the fuel, because that will actually tell you the lowest price gas stations in any given area that you're at. So that's definitely nice if you're into saving money. Of course, you can adjust your radio settings up there as well. And as far as the sound system goes, the 2.5i is going to give you a standard 4 speakers. Premium and limited trims are going to give you 6 speakers, and the touring trim is going to give you an 8-speaker Harman Kardon 440-watt sound system. But I do have the premium trim today, so let's turn on the radio, see what's going on today, and test out the clarity of this one. Actually a good bit of bass for a standard 6-speaker sound system. I'm pretty impressed there. And honestly, clarity wasn't too bad at all. So I would say that 6-speaker sound system would actually work for me. But then last thing I wanted to mention is when you do put the 2018 Forester in reverse, there is a rear view camera for every single trim level, letting you know who or what is behind you, which, as always, is going to lead me into safety. And so to start, there are front, side, and side curtain airbags, as well as a driver's knee airbag up there. In the back, there are rear child door locks and latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for those rear car seats. And then, like I continuously keep mentioning, there is that Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive system, which is definitely a safety feature in itself. Also, if you go with the limited or touring trims, you are going to get blind spot detection with rear cross traffic alert. Touring is also going to give you reverse automatic braking, braking. And one last thing I did want to mention, available for the premium trim and up, there is an optional Subaru eyesight system, giving you features like adaptive cruise control, pre-collision braking, lane departure and sway warning, and lane keep assist. And so, but anyways, that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen right there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold. X mode. What do we got today? Shoot, what trim level am I in today? Just like last year. There we go. Hey, ho ho ho. And so, but now enough with the driving dynamics. Ooh, a wedding. That's so nice.